Happy weekend. Welcome to another Weekends with the Aussie Airfryer Lady with Jo, or as I like to call it, a little bit of waffle. I'm super excited to bring you an Aussie fry-up today, or as I like to call it, an Aussie air fryer. I was talking to some colleagues at work this week about what on earth could I cook, and I was thinking of cooking eggs, and they're like, Jo, it's a big grand final weekend here in Melbourne. I think there'll be a few hangovers tomorrow and we could all do with a bit of fry-up. So I'm going to show you how to do a fry-up for one in the air fryer, and I'm also going to show you how to do eggs a few ways. So if you don't live in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or you don't live in Australia, this weekend in Australia we've got two grand finals, our Australian Football League or Aussie Rules Grand Final and our Rugby League or National Rugby League Grand Final. So it's a bumper weekend of Grand Finals, and this is why I'm going to bring you a hangover breakfast or an Aussie fry-up. All right, let's get started, Jo. Stop talking. Stop waffling. Okay, first what I'm going to show you how to do is the fry-up, and then I'll show you how to do some eggs. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to do some Hashbrown Muffins. And I'm making this for one, but I'm going to show you how to put some in reserve. Maybe you wake up another weekend. I mean, it is the festive season. Coming into Christmas, there might be a bit of a fry-up needed in your house. All right, so first of all, I've got 500 grams of potato gems, or if you get them from Aldi, potato jewels. And if you live overseas, something frozen potato bites. 500 grams in the bowl. Now, because they're frozen, they're rock hard. I've actually defrosted them in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, so they're a bit more soft and supple. All right, to that, I'm going to add an egg, like so. I love saying like so. And some salt. And so it's not healthy, it's a fry-up. Salt and pepper. I'm going to mash that a little bit. Oh, isn't that the best feeling? Now, if you are going to have a big weekend of drinking, and we all like to drink responsibly, but you know that Sunday morning you might want a bit of a fry-up, you can prepare these during the week and pop them back in the freezer. You can prepare these the Sunday morning you wake up and you're feeling a little bit, well, you know, a little bit dusty, as we like to say here in Australia. All right. Mashing, I'm going to grab a fistful of cheese, grated cheese. It doesn't matter what cheese you use. You can use Tasty, you can use mozzarella, you can use pizza cheese, you can use Mexican cheese, you can use so many cheeses out there. All right, the key to this is that you want to get it mashed. It doesn't have to be super fine or super mashed. Oh, this is good work. I'm working up a sweat. You just want to combine it together. It needs to be pliable so that we can put it into the cupcake holder. Now, I don't know if you watched last week. I mean, so many of you did, and thank you for the lovely comments. But I am going to show off how I use, again, my accessories that you don't have to go and spend a lot of money on. I believe our friend Dan Andrews is going to announce that Kmart might be opening in the next week or so. And I tell you what, I got an email from Kmart, not sponsored, but happy to be, that basically said, which I found very reassuring, that when they open their doors for the first time in months, you can actually book a space online. So you don't have to line up. I lined up yesterday for donuts at the Vic Market, and I tell you what, I lined up for a good half an hour, and it was worth every second. I then lined up for some salt and pepper squid at Delish Fish in Port Melbourne for 45 minutes. And I think, if anything, this COVID business has taught us, it's a little bit of patience, because I didn't care. Everyone around me was happy. And I tell you what, I was happy when I got that salt and pepper squid in my belly. Okay. Unfortunately, here in I am really working up a sweat. Melbourne, Victoria, it has been a miserable weekend after Friday. All right, so I reckon that's a pretty good consistency. And I'll just show you there. So all mashed together. What I'm going to do now is I've got my cut down to size cupcake holder, and I'm going to use my brand new Decor spray bottle. Thank you, Lara. Thank you, Lisa. I mentioned this in last week's waffle, and they happened to come across one in the northern suburbs. So I just love this. Olive oil in here, and I'll show you how it works. Well, that's a terrible demonstration. Normally I spray it, I think because I'm working with a very small, oh dear, I'll have to show that again. mixture. I'm just going to keep going, pretend that didn't happen. Mixture, mush it in, squeeze it in there. You want to pack it nice and tight. A little bit more. And like I said, I'll show you what to do because this is for one. All right, mixture in your cupcake holder. Pop that in there. Fryly size. Fryly, get in here. Say hello. There again. I am back at work. I'm still talking to my air fryer. Okay, that will go in the basket like so. And I'm going to pop that on. Actually, what I'm going to do is put on in the other cupcake just a knob of a little tiny bit of butter in the empty cupcake. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. So there we go. Into Fryly. Now, these hash brown muffins take about 15 minutes on 200 degrees, but we want to do everything together. So I'm going to cook the hash brown muffin for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then I'm going to bring it out. Now, because we're not going to wait 7 or 8 minutes, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to wait for the butter to melt. I'm going to move ahead, show you how to do it, and then I'll show you in the comments, because I'm not clever, I'll show you in the comments what it looks like. So while that butter's melting, I'm going to get my 4 pan, patty pan, I don't know, I just love saying patty pan. And I'm going to smush these in here. And what you can do then is you can actually pop these back in the freezer. I know, amazing. Pop them back in the freezer. I'm going to put them in here to shape them. And I'm going to freeze them for about half an hour. And then I'm going to pop them out of there and put them into a snap-lock bag or into a Tupperware container or something like that, so that they are on hand for, I don't know, when my kids are hungry. So there we go, just kind of shape them, put them in the freezer, half an hour, bring them out, take them out, and then put them into a Tupperware container or a snap-lock bag. And you've got some cheesy hash brown muffins for when you need them. You could also put a little bit of bacon, a little bit of spring onion. You can put whatever you like in there, go for it. That's the base recipe, as I like to show you. All right, let's pretend it's been 7 minutes with that hash brown, 200 degrees. I've put a little bit of butter in the empty cup, and I'm going to show you now how to fry an egg. So I'm going to, this is quite dangerous, I might crack it in here. I'm just going to crack an egg and put that into the empty cupcake ring there. And I am also going to put next to it some bacon. So we've got our hash brown muffin, we've got our fried egg, and we've got our bacon, and that's just going in there all nice and lovely. And so you've cooked your hash brown muffin for 7 minutes. You're now going to cook your egg and your bacon on 160 degrees for about 7 minutes, depending on how you like your egg. 7 minutes, I find the eggs a little bit runny, and I really like that. I don't like a hard egg. Every air fryer is different. Come in here, Fryly, you tell your story, girlfriend. Every air fryer is different, so you'll figure out for an egg what time is best for you. For me, for Fryly, 7 minutes for the egg, 7 minutes for the bacon. The bacon may need an extra minute or 2 at the end, but that's when I'm getting everything together. My hash brown muffin, my fried egg, and then the bacon comes. And that, my darling friends, is your Aussie air fry-up for that sore head that you might have. Or you might just want to have fry-up because you feel like it. Okay, I did say I'm going to show you how to do eggs other ways. Now, if you want to do just a whole boiled egg, get an egg ring, put it into your air fryer basket, grab your egg, pop it in the middle, and then again, 160 degrees for about 6 to 7 minutes, depending on how you like your egg. The reason I put it into this egg ring, this silicone egg ring, is so that it doesn't fly around. I did that the first time, I'm like, gosh, that egg, yeah, it did a little bit of a crack open. So lesson learned, Joe. Third person. Whole egg in there, great for salads, because salads, in summer, I love to put an egg in there. Next kind of egg, scrambled eggs. 200 degrees for scrambled eggs, so all the other eggs are 160. 200 degrees for scrambled eggs. I'll put some butter, melt the butter in my thin tray. Then I'll whisk some eggs, 3 eggs, put them in there, pop them in the air fryer, 200 degrees, and then every 2 minutes I'll just give it a mix. Scrambled eggs takes again about 6 minutes. Now the last one, I've actually been asked many times about this one, is poached eggs. So I'm going to put some boiled water from the kettle about halfway into my deep container. I talked about accessories last week. So I'm going to put that in there, and I've got a little bit of vinegar, and I want to preheat my air fryer on 220 degrees. Now, Fry doesn't go up to 220 degrees, Joe. Good point. So I'll just go 200. The recipe says 220. This is so good. So boiling water in there, and then in there, I'm going to cook this when we're done and I'll show you. Oh, so many instructions. I wish I was more tech savvy. I'm going to put my whole egg into the boiling water. I'm going to place it really gently. And then I'm going to put that into the air fryer for about probably 7 or 8 minutes on 200 degrees. And then I'm going to bring it out and it's going to be lovely and poached. I think that was eggs 4 ways. I've done my fry up. I'll show you the results. Thanks again for joining me. I'm so sorry that my demonstration of the olive oil bottle didn't go as planned, but next weekend I will definitely give you a good spray, so to speak. Before we go, I would like to say happy birthday to my very dear friend Fiona, who turned 21 yesterday. I miss you. I love you. I can't wait to see you. To everyone else, thank you so much for the lovely comments as always. I've had a great week back at work and it feels so good. Pop in the comments how you went with your fry up. I'd love to know. Take care. See you later. Bye.